how will we survive? How will human civilization continue to survive and then also thrive if we continue to neglect one of the very most important natural resources on the planet? Let me tell you what that is. Soil. Soil. Soil is one of the most valuable resources on the planet, but being that it is a natural resource, it is unfortunately defined as a non-renewable resource, being that soil cannot regenerate on its own quick enough in the way that we are using it and then unfortunately destroying it. There are so many major issues and factors as to why soil is a major crisis in the earth today because of the lack of it being able to regenerate itself, and also issues that have been arising in the sense that we are building over the land, the soil to which we could potentially need to produce food in the future for the generations now and then the future generations to come. The constant building over soil is definitely an issue, along with the governmental practices and also laws and regulations that are not unfortunately set in place to protect soil and then also to preserve it. Those are some of the things that we're going to talk about today as it relates to soil and the land preservation, and it's important to the agricultural progression that will continue to aid us and provide for us as a result, as it relates to the food that we need to survive. Let's begin with talking about how soil is a non-renewable resource. Soil is a non-renewable resource, being that it can't regenerate itself quick enough so that we could use it. According to a short informational article, how long does it take to form? It states that the time needed to form a soil depends on the latitude. In an environment characterized by mild climate, it takes anywhere between 200 and 400 years to form 1 centimeter of soil. In wet tropical areas, soil formation is faster as it takes 200 years. But in order to accumulate enough substance to create fertile soil, it takes an astounding 3,000 years to produce. So with that information, that fragile information just being presented to you, I hope that it has sparked some type of awareness within you so that you can understand the importance of soil and why it is so detrimental that we take action now in protecting it and also preserving it for now, and then also as it relates to the future generations to come. We have to realize that what we have now is what is important because of how long it takes for soil to regenerate and then also be reproduced. Soil is so valuable that two of the most influential men in world history have made an attempt to share their heartfelt and also thought-provoking statements about soil as it relates to its importance. One of those influential men are American President Franklin D. Roosevelt, as he once stated that the nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. And then also the world famous spiritual and political leader Mahatma Gandhi said, to forget how to dig the earth and to tend to the soil is to forget ourselves. And those thought-provoking and also heartfelt statements should paint a picture within our minds so that we can further have a better understanding as to the detriment of soil and the lack of protecting it and the lack of understanding how to maintain it so that we could continue to have food to maintain the population that is ever growing. One issue that is surrounding the soil crisis is one being that the constantly building of new urbanized cities that cover over the actual soil that could potentially be used for fertile soil for us to continue to farm, as we use agriculture as our primary source to continue to feed the nations of the world. So with that being said, in the video named Let's Talk About Soil, it states that every year in Europe, an area as large as the city of Berlin is transformed into urban areas in which half of the soils are sealed, and which is soil which nothing can grow. So if nothing can grow underneath those buildings that are being built to satisfy, unfortunately, the need for human expansion and growth, the detrimental factor in that is that covering the soil that we need, we won't be able to get that back. And being that soil is a non-renewable resource, if we destroy it by laying buildings over top of it, we might as well count it as a loss, because it'll be lost forever. One way to prevent this is to understand that governmental leaders, local, state, and national, they have the power and the authority to cause effective change if we do our part, as we get in the motion and take action towards finding out more important issues, and then also things that we can do to help preserve soil, and then also maintain it for future generations to come. One way by doing that is contacting on a larger scale Congress, and then also, in high hopes, the President of the United States, as the soil crisis, that it starts within the community, but then it also branches out into the world, because soil is being used every day. And when we have to understand that individually, community-wise, one person can affect the entire world, being that our choices, being that what we do and what we don't do affects the entire world. So as individuals are within this world, and we're neglecting to properly take care of the soil that we now have, it is going to branch out and affect the entire world with, like I said earlier, with the possible pandemic, famine, if we do not care for the soil that we have now. So solutions that we can take and making sure that this does not happen is to contact and to organize small groups, so that we can get familiar with ideas, and then solutions on how to then present this to your local and state officials, so that they could have the ideas set in within their minds, so that they can bring it forth in a way to where it could be implemented by regulating laws, and then also bringing forth bills as it will be passed to Congress when you look on a national level. So, and then also another way is by protesting in an organized manner, to where it is safe but organized in a way, but that it stirs up the momentum, so that the awareness of soil preservation and also the protection of it can be put in the mainstream media, so that it can get the attention of the not only local but national and state leaders. So with that said, there's so much for us to do, but it just takes for you to get involved, and for you to take action into what is so vital to protecting the soil that we have today, in regards to meeting the agricultural needs to bring forth the food for us to continue to survive, as we need soil to produce the foods that we eat daily. So, with this said, the main contributors of soil and the retention of it is to get the attention of our leaders, and then get the attention of yourself. I hope that this that this speech has given you awareness, and then also solutions that you can take now so that you can bring forth a solution for your generation now, and then also the security for future generations to come. Soil is one of the most valuable and important things that we have, just like the air that we breathe and the water that we drink. Take and account the importance of these things so that we can help maintain the earth and the valuable resources that we have. I hope that you have enjoyed yourself as I did. So let's just be one more person, a couple more people that's taking the steps towards soil preservation as we're bringing to the forefront the importance of why it's absolutely necessary to keep it protected and safe. Thank you.